All right. You ready for your question, Sam?
I hope so.
I liked the dramatic pause. All right, Alicia, what do we got today?
All right, Sam. Real quick question for you, Sam. Do you have any of these cups yet?
Oh, yeah.
We got to get Sam one of those.
There you go. Shameless plug.
Oh, no, I didn't know you had new mugs.
Yeah, right?
Sam. All right. Okay. All right, so here's your question. We'll get you a mug. All right, so a question comes from Aaron, and he's from Carlsbad. He asks, what was the first official foregrip manufacturer to get a U.S. military contract?
Aaron from Carlsbad, thanks for writing in. The first foregrip, did he specify full foregrip?
No specification.
Okay, what was the first foregrip to gain an official U.S. contract? Now, I'm assuming by that he means something that is separate from a firearm, because you could say on the early pattern Thompson submachine gun, well, they have a vertical foregrip. Does that count? I don't own it. So now this is a really good question. It's a tough one, and he might have me on this one. As far as I'm aware, the first separate foregrip that could be attached to a firearm that gained U.S. military approval, gained an NSN and everything, was not part of an existing weapons system, and was not part of some kind of accessory kit that was like something else. And so like I'm thinking, for example, the M3 carbine was an M2 carbine with a night vision device on it, and it used vertical foregrip as the control for the IR eliminator. If we're talking separate vertical foregrips, I believe it was the Knights Armament quote-unquote broom handle, as people call it, that was included in the SOPMOD kit, which stands for Special Operations Peculiar Modifications, and that was a sort of toy box, basically, issued to special operations of all sorts of goodies like optics and a replacement stock, and of course your Knights Armament broom handle and all sorts of neat stuff like that, so that they could upgrade M4s and M4A1s into a little bit more capable.
Okay, first off, before we even go into whether he got it right or wrong, I thought this was the most ridiculous question I'd ever heard. I thought, who's going to know that? That's not knowledge. Like, that is so obscure. That's so ridiculous, number one. Number two, I like it when people leave it open enough to where he can sneak in a little, well, technically the Thompson sub had of course, because he's exactly right. The Thompson sub did have a foregrip in World War, I don't remember if it was World War I. I know it was World War II at least. Might have been, I think
the early ones did, not the M1 Thompson that was made during World War II.
So go ahead. Did he get it right or did he get it wrong?
He got it 100% right. And I will tell you, I had never even heard of Knights Armament Company before reading this answer. I'm not into military firearms. I'm not into military history. That's just not something I have a talent in as far as knowledge retention. So I had no clue. But here, let me give you the answer that was given to us. The first official foregrip manufacturer to receive a U.S. military contract was Knights Armament Company, KAC. In 1995, KAC introduced its vertical foregrip, which became a standardized accessory for U.S. military use, particularly as part of the SOPMOD, Special Operations Peculiar Modification Program, for the M4 carbine. This marked the first formalized adoption of a vertical foregrip by the U.S. military.
So I think next week we're actually going to have, foregrips aren't something we get talked about enough. I think partially because we live in California and we have these weird foregrip laws, but I don't think people talk about foregrips nearly enough. It's kind of it's one of those deals where it's so obvious that people don't dig in. Like, well, it helps you keep a better grip on your gun, Mike. It's a foregrip. Why do we got to go deeper? We're going to go deeper. I'm inviting a guy who is a retired Navy. He was actually on SEAL Team 6. He's still an instructor. And we're going to invite him on the show next week, and his whole job is just to talk about foregrips. I'm going to have him give his entire impression and what he thinks about foregrips, and are they important? Are they just for military? Does he recommend them for home defense? Blah, 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 blah. How do they fit into your self-defense plan? So this is a very timely question from Aaron from Carlsbad, who gets a hat or a shirt, but did not stump my nephew. By the way, how annoying is it that Knights Armament Company is KAC? Feels like it should be NAC, right? But It's just annoying to me. I'm just like,
Knights.
yeah, right.
Nickets.
When I read this question, I kind of chuckled to myself and was like, Sam's not going to get this one. So, good job, Sam. Are you smart enough to stump Sam? I bet you have a question or two that'll do it. So don't forget to send your questions in for Sam next week. Go to gunownersradio.com and submit your stumper.
Hey, thanks for watching Gun Owners Radio. I hope you loved that clip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media. And check out our website at gunownersradio.com.